Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? It's let's see, what is it today? Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, today's a good day, and I just decided to come in here, say hello, and just make a quick video. One of the things I wanted to talk about was here we have the Christmas season coming on, and as witnesses, we didn't celebrate Christmas, and of course, I never did either, and I still don't. I don't have the desire to get involved with all that, and mostly because my family they're not going to do it. So who else would I do it with? Have Christmas with myself? That doesn't even sound right. That just sounds bad. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have anything, but I've always liked this time of year. And I like the lights, and I like the decorations, and the trees are beautiful, especially when they're decorated. I like all that, and I love the music. I always loved the music. I didn't care. I always would sing right along with them. That was always fun. But I did work, especially when I was younger, a lot of years in a grocery store, and they got real tired. I got real tired of them real quick, about a week in. And I was like, okay, that's enough of this. But that's years ago. But I do like it. But I finally decided, you know what? Who cares anymore? Yeah, we know it's a pagan holiday. But that's not the point. That's not why people celebrate. They don't care what the background is. But what I like about it is just generally people have a good attitude, or at least cheery, and I like that. People are happy. I realize it might be for a brief time, and that's sad, but it just kind of cheers you up when you're dealing with people that they're like that. They have that attitude. I was just in the clinic not too long ago because of dialysis, and I was in there talking to the one. I do my treatments at home, but I have to go in every month, do labs, stuff like that, and I have a great camaraderie with a lot of the staff there, and we just sit and talk and have a good time, and it's just a lot of fun. And so I just started just telling people Merry Christmas. And I thought, you know what, it feels good to do that. Maybe I know a lot of people, they go all out for it, and that's cool. I think it's neat, but I'm just not into that. But I mean, it feels good to get into that spirit, where you're exchanging greetings with people, and I think that's important. I think that is, because the feeling that you get when you have a bright attitude or a bright spirit for the day. It might be just for the day, or maybe just for a brief moment of the day. But when you do that, it resonates well with other people. I know it resonates really well with me. Always has. It just always has. And so, yeah, it's like you have freedom to be cheery, freedom to be excited about something, even though you're not going to be a part of it. You're just happy that other people are happy. Yeah, why not? Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, it's cool. And I hope that for those that have that do celebrate, I hope you enjoy your holidays. A Merry Christmas, whatever. Enjoy yourselves. But one thing I just kind of wanted to touch on here a little bit. My children, they go to the meetings, and like I said, I take them every Wednesday night. And my wife and my mother-in-law, they go with them on Sunday, because my mother-in-law, she's ill right now, so she doesn't go during the evening, and she got the kids started going even though we weren't going. When she moved into the house, she was going. She took them with her, and then her health really went down and some things had to be taken care of. And so she just couldn't go anymore. She can't drive anymore. So I take them and I do my own thing when I'm in there. I think I've mentioned this before. I sit down, I'm actually writing a book right now. And I sit there and I write on my book on my iPad. Nobody bothers me. Nobody says anything to me. I mean, they talk to me and they're nice, and I appreciate that. I'm appreciative of that, just because I don't have any problems with anybody there. I just have problems with the teachings, naturally. But one of the things that my son heard, and it kind of red flag, and I don't know how he felt about it, because I asked him. He goes like, it's just weird. But anyway, whatever the Watchtower lesson was for that day, this is 2 weeks ago. Whatever the lesson was for that day, the coordinator made a comment, and he said, and I know many of you've probably heard this before. I know I have, and it didn't sit well with me when I first heard it either. And that was when I was in my 20s. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Anyway, so the point he was making was that lying is not right unless the person doesn't deserve to hear the truth. So in other words, you can pick and choose whoever you want to, whether or not to tell them the truth about something. And I think this kind of coincides along with some of the pedophile problems, because the cops don't really need to know the situation, or they don't need to know what's been going on in the congregation. So it's okay to lie to them. And any other time, it's not okay. So are they saying it's not okay to lie in front of another witness? Or can you pick and choose which person, witness or not, deserves, quote unquote, to hear what is true and what isn't? And I don't like that. And anyway, he brought that up, and he said that's weird. Why did he say that? And I said, well, what he said was wrong. I just told him, I said point blank, what he said is wrong. I mean, if you're gonna lie. Don't make up something and say it's okay. Because let's face it, lying is not good. I mean, whether you look at it from a moral standpoint or something else. I mean, that can hurt friendships if you lie to a friend, you lie to a spouse. That breaks the trust. So it has nothing to do with the morality. It has something to do with whether or not you can trust somebody, or how much somebody loves you if they're not willing to tell you the truth. Yes, we want to protect people too, so we don't want to hurt their feelings or something like that. That's different. That's okay. That's not a situation, well, they didn't deserve to hear what was true. It was more like, I'm trying to protect them because that's my friend. I can see that. I would say that's passable. But just to say, well, I didn't think he needed to hear what was true, so I didn't tell him, so that's okay. That's a righteous lie. That sounds like an oxymoron. But anyway, that was just stupid. To me, it was stupid that he would say something like that. Especially, I mean, if that's what he thinks, whatever, that's his problem. But don't say that in a public meeting where children are going to hear you. Yeah, my son is 16, but teenagers are very, very impressionable. And if they're going to get that kind of an impression from somebody that's supposed to be somebody you're supposed to run to if you're having problems, or somebody that's going to take care of you in Armageddon or whatever, if that ever happens, then no, you can't do that. You can't do that, especially with children, impressionable children, and when you have them younger and they hear that, what are they going to do? And then they don't tell their parents the truth, and then thinking for themselves, say, well, mom and dad didn't need to really know that, so let's not tell them. I mean, we all did that, but come on, you can't reason it out that way. That's just wrong. There's a moral issue with that I just don't appreciate, and maybe that's what Geoffrey Jackson is hiding behind when he lied point blank in front of that Australian Royal Commission. You know, he said, no, it would be presumptuous for us to think that we're God's chosen people, or the soul channel to dispense spiritual knowledge, whatever it was he said. He just lied. Let's put it that way. He lied. So that brings up one more point, and then this will do it for this video. I won't keep you guys up. So, did he lie because of that issue? Which, again, really? Do you think that's proper? I don't. Secondly, if he wasn't lying, then we know that he was going against the tenets of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. So, how come he is not being brought back to the to a committee to see if maybe he's apostatizing? Because he got up in front of a national broadcast of a federal court case. I mean, whatever they call it there. It was a countrywide inquiry, a countrywide court case. He swore on his Bible, his silver shank. He swore on that Bible, had it in his hand, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And he went against that word. So, should he just be punished for lying? Should he be punished for going against policy? It's a good point. And I think I've heard somebody else say that too on YouTube. And I really think that this is something that should be brought out and should be let known. Now, a brother, that very kind brother in the congregation here in this town, has I've talked to him before, and I've let him know how I feel about certain things, and he was okay with listening to that. I mean, he didn't say, okay, let's let's talk to the rest of the elder body, because he's an elder. He used to be a circuit overseer, and I mean, he's a very nice man, and he actually studies with my son, and he even asked me if it was okay, and I said, oh, if that's what my son wants, that's fine. Go ahead. And he picks them up, and they have their study, and I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. If that's, like, again, that's what he wants. But he had come to me last Wednesday night, and he said, hey, I know you had some earlier issues that you were concerned about, and he's been busy. He's been doing some other stuff. But he says, I would like to talk to you more if you don't mind. He says, would you mind talking to me some more about it? And I said, no, I don't have a problem talking about it. You want to ask? And, it's like, basically, he let me know it's just going to be him. And I said, I don't have a problem with that. We'll do that. He says, yeah, we go to a coffee shop or, whatever. I said, yeah, fine. Yeah, we can do that. He says, I'll let you know. He says, I'll email you and let you know. And I'm going to bring that up. I really am. I'm going to tape it. I'm going to, audio tape it with my phone, whatever. And I don't, I don't wish any ill will on anybody here, especially not him, because I look at him. He's an older brother. He's in his 70s. But I see my dad in him, and I miss my dad a lot. And when my dad was that age, he was very energetic, like he is too. And and I loved my dad. I could talk to him about anything. And this brother obviously is the same way. And so that's why I feel like, I can talk to him and just let him know. Now, if they wish to do something with that, with whatever I say, fine. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not going to be upset about that. If he decides to turn it over to the rest of the congregation, I don't care. I'm not going to be upset about that. But I hope that it just, stays between us, just because that's what he's done before, and hopefully he'll do it again. But again, we'll see. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm ready to say something. And, whatever happens after that, so be it. I mean, I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be upset. I'm just, I will make myself known. I will tell whatever I have to say, but I'm not going to let anybody bully me. I have gone through too many things, especially in the last 3 years. Really in the last 15 years, past 20 years. I've gone through a lot of stuff, and a lot of bad stuff in the last 3. A lot of medical stuff. And I used to be I'd clam up. I wouldn't talk hardly to anybody. If I was upset, I would just keep my mouth shut. If anybody bugged me or said something that I didn't like, I would just keep quiet, and I just let it go. And I don't do that anymore. And it's not because, maybe I am a little bit jaded. And, and I think a lot of people are, but mostly I'm that way simply because I could have a short time left in this life because I have no kidney function anymore. And even though I feel great, I don't look sick. Many people say, I didn't even know you were on dialysis. And, and that doesn't bother me because I really don't have that many problems when it comes to my dialysis. A lot of people they're very ill. And there's times, I'm tired, I don't feel good, but that's few and far between. I just got off not even an hour, well, about an hour and a half ago. And I feel fine. I mean, I got plenty of energy, but sometimes I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling good. And I'll let somebody know. And if somebody steps on my toes or takes something too far, you better believe I'm going to open my mouth. And I've become outspoken, and maybe to some people's surprise, maybe it's upset some people. And I'm sorry if I ever have, because I don't mean to do that. But there comes a time in your life where you're faced with certain decisions where you have to take the bull by the horn and say, you know what, I don't appreciate that, and I'm going to tell you why. And when I do that, I'm letting them know that, hey, I know you may have done it on purpose. I don't care, but you need to know. And you're not going to do it again. And I make sure, do you understand what I'm saying? That you're not going to do that again. And it's worked. People, when I do that and I say what I mean, they leave me alone. And I'm surprised. I really am. I've been inactive for close to 5 years now, if not 5 years. I'm probably getting close to it. And I've been outspoken on here, on Facebook, and I've been outspoken with other people, but no, everybody leaves it alone. I don't know if they just think I'm talking out my behind or what, if they think I'm crazy. I don't really care what they think. But what I do care about is my personal life and that of my family. You're not going to mess with me anymore. You're not going to mess with my family. You're definitely not going to mess with my family, especially not my kids. No. Somebody had a shooting on our street. I was on dialysis when it happened. I was pretty pissed off because I was sitting in a chair and I was holding my arm because I have access on my arm. I have to hold gauze down to stop the bleeding because I've got needles going right into the vein, or right into the artery and vein. It's looped together. And if I let go, well, it'll start to bleed out. I got to hold it. I couldn't do anything. And we yelled, my wife and I yelled at the top of our lungs to the kids and my mother-in-law, hit the deck. Because it sounded like it was actually going by the house. That's how loud it was. I don't know what kind of gun the guy was using, but it was a drive-by. But what had happened was, it was across the street and one door down from our house. So it was close enough. That's why it sounded so loud. But a guy shot towards the other direction of the street, and then some idiot shot back. You know, punk kids, teenage kids, too much time on their hands. So he shot back and hit our neighbors, well, going towards our neighbors. And the thing is I found out not too long ago, I didn't know this, that they are ex-witnesses, I think. I don't know about the wife, but I know the husband is supposedly disfellowshipped, which is why, obviously, apparently they knew that we were witnesses, because they do not talk to us. And many times I've seen them and I wave and I say hello, and they will not talk to me. But I was so upset about that. As soon as I got off that machine and stopped the bleeding, I ran outside, and by that time the cops had gotten there, and I just opened my mouth and I let it out. And the cop said, okay, everything's going to be okay. We're going to find who did this. He says, I understand what you're talking about. I do. He says, don't worry, we got this. I said, okay. I said, I just wanted to let you know, I got 2 kids in the house. I have my mother-in-law, who's almost an invalid, and I have my wife in the house. If anybody gets hit, there's going to be retribution. And that's just, and I hate saying stuff like that, because I'm not a violent person. I don't raise my voice hardly. I don't get mad like that, but I was that day, because my life was in danger, my family's life was in danger, and my neighbors were in real danger because the shots came to their house. Now, this is the weirdest thing. All these shots, I mean, there was about a good 7 and then another 8 that followed within about 3-4 seconds time. That was the return fire. Not one vehicle, not one person, and not one house sustained any damage. Nobody hurt, no damage. Why that was, I have no idea. That's a new one on me. I mean, all they found was shell casings. They couldn't find any bullets anywhere. It didn't hit a house. It was wild. I mean, I have my theories as to why that was, but if it's true, it's out there. But you know, I could just be wishful thinking. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that's the type of person I've become, and I don't blame anybody for that. It's just the circumstances I'm in. Life is too short for that mess. And you want to be happy? Then make yourself happy. I'm happy. I'm more happy now as a 46-year-old man than I ever was in the 46 years prior. Well, let's say 40 years prior, because I was pretty much on my way out by the time I hit 40. And I've never been this happy. And I just feel good. And I'm going to show it. And, you know, and that's it. And I still have plenty of people that like me. At least I hope. I'm sure there's plenty that don't like me for one reason or another. That's their problem, not mine. But anyway, I've kept you guys way too long. I did not mean for this video to be this long. But thank you for listening. Thank you so much for the comments. I really love the comments. I've had some really great conversations with not only people that are ex-witnesses, but people that are witnesses that are trolling Facebook or YouTube. So I appreciate that, and please give this a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. But thank you for listening anyway. I love you all. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I do. I love you all, and I wish you all happiness. So please take care, be safe, especially during the holiday season. You know how people can be. And have a good evening. Bye.